Hey everyone, I'm going to do another commentary video about this. Kind of got like a minute into it and I was like, I'm going to make a video. So I'm going to go back to the beginning here. The only person I don't like in this video is that Pat Collins. Um, there's a couple reasons for that. But other than that, yeah. It's just because Pat Collins really rubbed me the wrong way quite a few years ago. So yeah. But yeah, let's watch the video here and say what I have to say when I say it. So let me make sure it's on full.
At the real beginning of it all, there were a series of murders that we didn't know were connected at the time.
A deadly shooting in front of a grocery store in Montgomery.
I recognize that voice.
Police are asking a lot of questions. It was a terrifying time. It lasted 3 weeks, and everyone was changing the way they did things, the places that they went.
We feel like we probably have a skilled shooter, and that does heighten our concern.
Ordinary people doing everyday things and was shot and killed as they went about their daily.
There's the Leisure World one. I think her name was Sarah Ramos. She was sitting on that bench right there. And yeah.
routine.
This is a reminder that today all afternoon and evening activities are canceled. Students are to leave at dismissal in your cars and buses and go directly home.
At the time, I had just become a mother of two young kids, a first grader and a third grader. And the terror in Maryland, DC, and Virginia during that time, especially after a child was shot.
The latest attack happened this morning outside of a school in Bowie, Maryland. A 13-year-old boy was shot in the chest this time. He's in critical...
Yeah, but he survived. I think his name is Iran or something. Oh, I forgot his name. Benjamin Tasker Middle School, though. PG County.
condition tonight.
Kids stayed at home, stayed in school.
No football practice, no after-school marching band, no play practice. Everybody went home.
She still looks the same from back then? Wow.
I saw some people on their knees pumping gas into their car. It had everybody.
There's where Sonny Buchanan was shot and killed at off of Nicholson Lane there, behind the Fitzgerald dealership and the Whitefoot Mall that way, Nicholson Lane that way. And then, of course, 355 is over that way. You see that building right there? That's all 355 right over there. That building's where that shopping center is, where the Dollar Tree is, and the 7-Eleven, and McDonald's was next to it at the time. Of course, McDonald's is further up the street now, and then you have the two Exxons across the street from each other right there. And like I said, when those guys did the shot, they parked on the upper deck of the Lord and Taylor section of the parking garage for the Whitefoot Mall. And how I knew that, because the lawnmower Sonny was pushing was over there by the light pole on the ground. So obviously he was pushing the lawnmower towards Nicholson Lane. And that was a clear shot from the parking deck. They never mentioned it, but it just logic tells me that it was a clear line of sight from that parking deck over here to over here. Clear line of sight, unless they're across the street by the Jiffy Lube. I don't know. They could have been. Well, yeah, maybe. I'm going to look into that some more.
Looking over their shoulder.
I've never experienced any fear like that in my life, because the fear wasn't so much just for myself anymore, which our job requires you to do that, but it was a fear for my children, and it was an empathy to understand what every parent goes through in a situation like that, the fear for your children.
People rearranged their life because of this. Going into grocery stores, running out with only the packages they could hold in their hands.
You know,
Arranged their life because of this. Going into grocery stores, running out with only the
That's now the Lidl, off of Randolph and Georgia Avenue there, like area. And then next door is Planet Fitness. I've been here several times in the shopping center, so yeah, it's pretty surreal.
packages they could hold in their hands.
you know, walking out of your car, being exposed in that parking lot as you went into that store, you were thinking about, is there a sniper here?
And then here's the Shell gas station where that woman who was vacuuming out her minivan got shot and killed too. And down the street is where I hang out at the Starbucks, about a mile to 2 miles down. Here's the Safeway right here. Pliers Mill is that way, and the Kensington Shopping Center is right across the street. So yeah, I've been in that. I've been there before.
Am I going to be the next victim? It was horrifying. One person was shot to death in the parking lot of the
Yeah, her.
Shopping
That
Center in Wheaton.
that was a record.
First inkling that
Yeah,
something
she's still on
was
the.
terribly,
She's still on
terribly
TV.
wrong was the night of the shooting at the shop.
Wow. Yeah, the graphics are so different from back then, aren't they? Right? 21 years ago now. No, wait. Sorry. 24 years ago. No, 23 years ago. This happened, right? Yeah, 23 years ago.
University warehouse. I remember being sent up there.
Oh, let me go back a little bit.
One person was shot to death in the parking lot of the Glenmont Shopping Center in Wheaton.
My first inkling that something was terribly, terribly wrong was the night of the shooting at the Shoppers Food Warehouse. I remember being sent up there.
During police know the victim.
And the first thing you do as a reporter is you look around for witnesses. You look around, you talk to people, you know, who saw anything. You look and see, do police have a small group of people over there that they're talking to? Those are probably going to be witnesses, and maybe after they're done talking to the police, they'll talk to us. And there was no one. We talked to people who were in this very, very busy Shoppers Food Warehouse parking lot. The type of place where people circle looking for people to pull out so that they can take their space. And so, of course, everyone's noticing everything very, very closely. And the only thing, I found one person who saw the gentleman drop. And they thought he had died of a heart attack. He just spontaneously fell to the ground. And it was the strangest thing. I can generally find at a crime scene someone who saw something, even if they don't want to talk on camera. And I remember having that conversation with the producer of the show as the night wore on, that I honestly don't know what happened here. And that the producer got a little, I guess, annoyed with me and said, well, how are we going to be able to put anything on the news if we don't know what happened? And I said, well, the fact that someone was shot and we don't know what happened is news. And it was. That was the beginning of, for us anyway, this just nightmare.
A massive manhunt is underway right now for two suspects behind a string of deadly
Damn, he was young back then. Holy cow.
shootings in Montgomery County, all in very public places at random, most in broad daylight, attacks without warning. There were 6 shootings at 6 different sites in a span of just 17 hours.
Sorry for being quiet. Just there's a lot of thoughts going through my head about this, well, each and every location, and the fact that I've been to each and every location listed here at some point, or even passed by it on a weekly basis. It just, I don't know. It just it's so surreal. Like, it's hard to explain. If you want to post in a comment what that means or how that or why I can't explain it and maybe what you think, post in the comments down below. But yeah, it just, I think that's why I have such a fascination with this case, is just because I've physically been to each and every single location that each and every person was shot at. It just really, I don't know. It just really, it's tragic. It sucks. It never should have happened. It's really surreal. It's different. Each place that I've gone to, like literally right at the spots where these people were shot at, I'll get the most eerie feeling ever. And I generally can't feel things like that. I generally don't. I just don't. I'm not in tune with that kind of stuff. I know my girlfriend is. I'm thinking maybe one of these days I'm gonna. Well, no, I don't know if she watches these or not, but I want to take her to some of these spots without telling her what these spots are and see if she picks up on it. You know what I mean? So I guess I could try that.
5 people were killed.
No motive, no suspect, no lookout. It was just bedlam out there. Cops didn't know what was going on. None of us knew what was going on. But I'll tell you something I noticed right off. Homicide detectives are normally natty dressers. You know, they're out of uniform, they're in civilian clothes. They take pride in the fact that they're detectives and wearing suits and good clothes, not those uniforms. But I came upon a scene and I saw those homicide detectives in all their little clothes, fancy clothes, putting on flak vests because they didn't know where the next shot was coming from. That's when I knew we had something very serious on our hands. Jim, this sniper is becoming the king of cowardice.
Damn, he had aged quite a bit since then. Holy cow. Wow.
Unarmed, unsuspecting, everyday people.
Even journalists, it had to cross your mind that could you be targeted by the sniper? They were shooting people just doing normal things, getting gas.
That was at the mobile there up on Aspen Hill Road and Connecticut. And I've been to that one too, and they ripped me off. So that's why I haven't been there ever since.
Going shopping, mowing a lawn. So what's to say anyone, even a journalist, could be targeted by these snipers? Fortunately, that didn't happen. But everyone lived with this sense of fear. Everyone has to go get gas. Everyone has to go get groceries. And so no one was really immune from the fear that happened. I remember one of the most striking images was the tarp people would use at gas stations to hold up to shield people from a potential sniper. And you just imagine
No, that doesn't.
living that way. And
That's not going to shield anybody. I could tell you that right now. For obvious reasons. The sides are open. It's not a shield. My
and not
fucking
knowing
remote here is
who was
acting
going
up.
to be the next victim, it really was very concerning.
When I would go to work and do my live shots in the morning, I would jump out of the truck. I would do my
Damn,
live shot
she really
before I
aged.
leave,
Holy
and
cow.
I would get immediately back into the truck. I wouldn't linger outside in the open because you were always thinking about, is there a sniper around? I wouldn't wear colorful clothes. I was wearing very muted clothes at that time period because I didn't want to stick out. I didn't want to be a target.
We want to go back now to Chopper 4 and Darcy Spencer. She is over the shooting scene once again in Bowie. Darcy, what's the latest?
Well, good evening. It looks like they may be settling.
Damn, she was young as hell.
Evening with this investigation at Benjamin Tasker Middle School in Bowie.
I covered some of the scenes from the helicopter, and the thing that kind of stands out to me is whenever there would be a shooting, you had to respond to that as if this could be another sniper shooting. We didn't know, of course, but there were so many different incidents happening, and it wasn't just concentrated in Montgomery County. We had a teenager shot and wounded in Prince George's County. There were multiple shootings in Virginia.
I've been to that. I've been to that location. Not the Michaels, but I've been pretty close by there though.
A teenager shot and wounded in Prince George's County. There were multiple shootings in Virginia.
Yeah, I was in the parking lot. It would be to the right of that particular part of the Stafford Mall. It'd be over that way. But yeah, I mean, I was literally like right there though too. Not, I think it was last year or so, buying that DC that Victron DC charger that didn't really work for my project in the van. Luckily, I was able to sell it.
So I do remember going up in the helicopter over different scenes in different areas, and you had to pursue the story as if it may be the sniper, but also with that in mind that maybe it isn't. But as time went on and you look at the scenes and learn more information about the person and innocent people who were shot, you quickly realize, yeah, this looks like this was the work of the snipers, but it did take the police getting in there and confirming that information.
In one of the murder scenes, a witness saw a truck speeding away. That truck sped.
I wonder what location that is. And they don't even do that no more. You know, with the mass and the microwave transmitters, like they don't do that no more. They don't need to. They all use 5G connection now. So yeah, they don't need to use those anymore. It's crazy.
As a white box truck, sort of.
I really want to get one of those vans if I can, but I can't afford it right now.
The black lettering on the side branch, damage to the tailgate in the back. This morning and early this afternoon, scores of white trucks fitting that description were stopped by police here in Montgomery County and police throughout the region. But police say they have not located the truck that they're looking for. That turned out to be a bogus lead that derailed part of this investigation.
I think that was wrong too, though. That they were allowed to stop every single vehicle like that too. I think that was too far of a fucking overreach. To be honest, I mean, yeah, it's a life or death safety, but at the same time, that's overreach. You know what I mean? But look at the way the cop cars that used to look back in the day.
Profilers who are supposed to know a lot about these things said, it's a middle-aged white guy who has some military experience.
Really?
And don't forget about that white box truck.
Really?
Well, it turned out to be two black guys in a blue Chevy Caprice, and there was no white.
And watch it, and they hit the garage door, and the guy almost gets his hand crushed.
Once again at the Montgomery County Police Headquarters in Rockville.
Damn, she really aged bad. I mean, she's younger than her, but she aged bad now.
Stays in Montgomery County in the last few weeks. A great sense of relief out here. There are people bringing flowers to the police. Why? 2 men in custody. Potential suspects now in the sniper case.
He still sounds the same from back then.
Some forensic evidence. They got some fingerprints. They got some DNA. And they got some tips. Some tips, some from far away in Seattle, Washington, where these guys were from, that led them to Malveaux.
That's a long drive.
Which led them to Muhammad, which led them to the blue Caprice car, which then led to a lookout, which led to a national be on the lookout kind of campaign, and then at a truck stop up near Myersville, Maryland. There was a
I've been there too. Been there too.
Caprice car. Saw that license plate from New Jersey, 911, and before you know it, it was Bookham Dano. Then they had
Federal County 911, fire ambulance or police.
The 1990 blue Caprice that you all are looking for, it's sitting at the rest area, Route 70 westbound.
Tonight, people in the Washington
Washington metropolitan region are three.
Oh, it was that side of Route 70. I thought it was on the eastbound side of 70. No, it's going towards Hagerstown.
In Maryland, Virginia,
Holy shit. Look, right there's fucking Manger.
Press conference.
That was Manger. How did he look the same?
And Chief Moose got up.
How did he look the same from back then? Because he looks the same now.
tonight, people in the Washington metropolitan region are breathing a collective
I don't know about. I didn't really hear anything bad about him. Yeah, the guy right behind him, Manger.
sigh of relief.
John Manger. How did he still look the same as he does now? Weird, cause I saw some pictures of him before he passed away, and he had aged pretty hard. But he hasn't aged a day. That is weird.
Them suspects
Gotta be reptilian. I don't know.
in Maryland, Virginia, and the District of Columbia.
And I remember the press conference where Doug Duncan, the county executive, and Chief Moose got up and announced that they had been taken into custody. And something that I absolutely never ever do is to say what I said in that live shot, which is I believe I said something to the effect of "It's finally over."
Doreen, it's important to note that the two suspects arrested this morning have not yet been charged in the sniper murders, but the
I think, you know what? Just because she has showed some emotion right there, I've never seen a newscaster do that. So she gets a thumbs up from me. She really does. I think she's one of the real ones. I don't think she's a fake. I don't think she's trying to hide anything. I think she's one of the real news, very rare media personalities out there. She gets my thumbs up.
confirmation this evening of a ballistics link between the gun found and the majority of those murders leads to the feeling that after 3 weeks, it is finally over.
And that was, I try not to be too personal as a reporter, but I think it was something that we all felt. That it was finally over, because I feel like there was no social media then.
No, there wasn't.
There were no security cameras. There were no, busy shopping center, no security cameras. There was no one to verify, the information about the white van and the other vehicle, and we had none of those things available to us. And I feel as if I wish that we had been able to do more to not let it go on as long as it did. But that feeling of knowing that it was finally over, that the two suspects were in custody, was something that I will never ever forget.
The thing that sticks with you is those people were all completely innocent victims, shot and killed at
Yes, they
random,
were.
and they left behind families that are still dealing with this 20 years later, interviewing
20? Wow.
daughter, other family members, grandchildren who never got to meet their grandparent. It really has left a big hole in a lot of people's lives, and I just hope it's something that people don't forget.
Yeah, she's cool too. She's cool. She's cool.